Corey, just a bit of an injury update. Phil Blake didn't notice him out there today. How long is he expected to be out? It didn't look good with him on the crutches.
Yeah, that's one, unfortunately is going to be a longer-term thing. Again, we don't really have a timeline yet. Still just doing a little bit more looks into exactly what the options are. But, yeah, that won't be probably short-term, unfortunately. But, being around Philip for, before and certainly after what happened to him last year, if there's an opportunity for him to come back, that's his mentality. So we'll see that from there, but we don't expect it to be a short-term thing.
What is the injury?
It's something with his quad, I believe. So, again, they'll dive deeper into it exactly, how many parts of the quad or whatever. But, yeah. It's unfortunate.
Sean Bain Jr., he was out there. Is he expected to
No,
go this week?
Yeah, Sean will be fine. These quick twitch guys, man. I don't know anything about it. he should be good to go.
Why did he leave early? What was the issue?
I think just dealing with a little tweak or something like that. You got to be smart with some of those things sometimes for guys that are twitched up like that. But he's been attacking it like crazy, pretty much when it happened all the way till right now. So he's treating it like a pro, but he's trending in a good direction.
Thoughts on the guys who came in, Joe and Ryan Seaver, and how they did?
Yeah, well, with Sieves, that was such a huge gift for us in the offseason for, specifically something like this. You got a guy who's started a lot of games, won a lot of games, been an all-star, and he once he settles in, he's a starter. So that was awesome to get, and then with the Joe, it was great to see him have the success that he had. Again, dating back to our conversation on draft night all the way to where he's at. This is exactly where we expected him to be, and I know he holds himself in high regard, and he's put in the work to get here. So kudos to him. I was happy for him to have that moment, but now it's what's the next goal for yourself, right? So looking to see what he's got in store. Now
that you had some time to look at the tape, just your thoughts on Marcus Sales and his debut. Looks like, for us anyway, it looked like maybe a couple miscues.
Yeah, just a couple. To be honest, with our defense, there's a lot of nuances of it, and he's an excellent pro, but just there's going to be you got to train through some situations, but we'll get it cleaned up. We're not worried about it. He's been a great player in this league for a while now. So just again, guy was here for a couple weeks and kind of thrown into the fire, but there was a lot of good things he did out there as well.
You inherited a pretty good kicking unit when you came here. What can you say about Brett Lother and especially his performance on Sunday?
Yeah, I always. On the other side of it, when we played against, Sask, you're always, hey man, we're getting close to midfield here. We're in the kid's range, and that's the weapon we know we have. And he's confident, and he's had a lot of big kicks in his career. But we'll lean on him in those situations, and that's the outcome that we expect when we put him out there, because we just have confidence in him. So to see him, the week before he didn't really get an opportunity. So to see the day that he had the other night, extremely pleased with him and everybody, because it takes 12 to get that accomplished. So everybody did a good job.
And we talked about, I think last week, that it could be any receiver's day, and Schaffer-Baker obviously had a big performance, especially in that last drive. What can you say about his performance on Sunday?
Yeah, same thing, and it's going to be a cut and paste kind of deal, but it was Shafe's day, right? The week before it was Bain, and who knows, what it'd be, and subtly, Stearns has been awesome for us. So the receiving group has been incredible. Even, really happy with Shafe and his performance, specifically in front of his family. He's an Ontario boy, but you look to Sam. The things he does, when he doesn't have the ball in his hands, is upper echelon, blocking for everybody. So it's a great group, man. They're head down. They just work hard. They want to get better. They put in the extra time. So it's kind of getting the fruits of their labor.
And then Joe as well, just going 5 for 5 up there. You put him out there. What do you think of his performance?
Yeah, no, he's been awesome. We're going to ask him to do more stuff, whether it's on offense or special teams. So he's got to just mentally be ready for that. But the lights aren't too bright for the kid. He played at Clemson, so it's not like he's going to be nervous or anything out there. So again, just happy for him and what the future holds for the kid.
In the first 2 games, I think Bo's only been sacked once this season. So what is it about him that's so hard to get to him?
Yeah, the great question. I mean, it's twofold. We got to do little bit better job rushing the passer, but also, kudos to them in their offensive line. But I think the biggest thing, and being around Bo for so long, his footwork in the pocket was really, really good, and that's something I know he's stressed on throughout this off season and working with Scott. So he did a great job, eluding a few pressures where he could have had a couple sacks there, but just keeping the drive alive and keeping his eyes downfield. He did a good job of that. So we got to do a better job from our standpoint to make sure that we make him more uncomfortable.
Why do you guys think we were able to stop the run game so well?
We pride ourselves on that. Again, it's a tackle by population kind of deal. So it's not necessarily just catered to the front and the backers. The back end guys, they got to be a part of the run game as well. But again, you look at Butler's a great back. I think they only rushed it, 12, 14 times or something like that. So, but and the honesty of that, that means that they felt pretty comfortable putting the ball in the air. So, take it for what it is. We got to show up every week and prove that we'll make it tough on teams to run the ball, and we got to make it tough on them to put it in the air too.
Corey, during the preseason, Trevor joked with us that he'd be running more. It's 2 games, no runs. Will he run at all this year, or do you not want him to run at all?
Yeah, we got a quarterback draw coming in this week.
Oh, Does he know that?
No, maybe not. No. I will say this, for joke or not from Trevor, it wouldn't surprise me. If it's something that could help the team and there's an opportunity for him, I'm sure he would, as long as he just gets down. But that's just his mental makeup, man. He's always going to be a team first guy, and if that's in his progression what he feels is right for the team, by all means, man.
Okay. Trevor Reed has filled a spot that this team's been looking for at left tackle for a long time. What makes him the guy at that spot?
Yeah, I mean, he's a young guy, so there's going to be, bumps in the road with any rook that plays, and specifically at such an important position at left tackle. But what I will tell you, and I told him, and as a matter of fact, I told the team, as far as athleticism, I don't know if I've ever seen a more athletic offensive tackle in my tenure in the CFL. He's a freak athlete. His pass pro is pretty good, but he's got to work on still stuff there, and he's got to work a little bit in the run game. But these are all things that you surround yourself with the right people. Who he has, from his coaches and also his vets in the room. His arrow is only going to go up, and we're asking him to do a lot in an important position, and he's been pretty good so far.
Thank you.
The interceptions have obviously been noteworthy, but when you look at the entirety of what C.J. Avery has brought you, how would you appraise him?
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing that jumps out is the turnovers, right? But just again, another spot that we asked to do a lot at that position, and he had a really good camp. Very intelligent guy. Playing next to Thurm certainly helps as well for communication. But we're happy with how he attacks the ball in the run game. We're happy how he plays in the pass game. But we do have other guys as well. Adam O'Clair is chomping at the bit as well. He's probably going to start getting some playing time over the next few weeks. It's another good room led by a great coach with Jason Sherritt.
Coach, what do you have to do to get your team not chasing in the fourth quarter? Maybe be the person that's being chased?
I think it's going to come down to execution for us. This last game, it was obviously the penalties and explosion plays for us, right? We take away that. It's a completely different game, right? But the reality of it is that is part of football. You always want to, be chased, so to speak. It'd be nice for us to be chased and see how we respond in that. But I think the hardest thing in football is to chase and catch somebody, and to do it 2 weeks in a row on the road. It's pretty impressive.
How excited are you to get playing here finally?
Listen, I can't stress it enough. I don't know which camera I got to talk to, man. I want this thing roaring. I've only heard crazy stuff about our fan base, Rider Nation. We've been hearing you for months, and we're just freaking pumped to be here. That first Bring 'Em Out, I can't wait to just listen to it, man. So really excited. I'm hoping this place is just packed as possible, and we just get the support that we've been getting to this point. Because like we said from the get-go, we're going to do this thing together as a province, man. So it's going to take every single one of us.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you guys.